back in the garage, back in the garage, back in the garage today, back in the garage today.
Back in the garage.
What's up guys, back in the garage today? I think this is gonna be a back in the garage video. I haven't really decided yet. Anyway, today is Friday. Saturday and Sunday, we are going trail riding as a family. Noah will be taking his CRF 50, Kristen will be taking her CRF 100, and I will be taking my KTM 250 XCF. And then I think on Sunday, Kristen's gonna stay back and my sister's gonna ride her CRF 100. So I've got a little bit of bike prep to do. I gotta go over a few things on them. And we're gonna get that done to make sure we're ready to go trail riding all weekend long. What's up with the Indian t-shirt? I have zero brand loyalty. In fact, if one of you were to send me a Harley Davidson t-shirt, I'd probably even... Nah, I'm not wearing that thing. All right, so Kristen's bike shouldn't require too much work considering I literally just rebuilt that engine. We had a screw tappet back off, drop down in, knock the timing chain off. I had to take the entire engine apart. It's all back together. Valves were adjusted last night, started everything up. It is running perfect, but we still got to check a few things before we go trail riding. And you want to start out checking obvious things like, does the front brake work? Works fine. Make sure you have the right amount of free play in the clutch lever. We're good there. We obviously want to check the rear brake. Good there. Now I know the oil is fresh in this because like I said, I just rebuilt it and it has like 5 minutes of runtime on it, but I do want to put a new spark plug in. You can see what the old spark plug looked like right there. Pop in this new one. I always like to thread them in by hand first to make sure I don't cross thread anything. And you can lock them down. Just remember you do have a crusher washer on there, so make sure you get a proper seat. All right, so the next thing I want to check is the air filter, see if it needs cleaned. Really easy to get to on this bike. You know what? It really doesn't look too bad, so I think I'm just going to leave it alone right now, and we'll clean it up after this weekend. Some of you may remember that I had to replace and rebuild the front forks, and at the same time I did that, I put new steering head bearings in, so I don't really have to check much there. Really all we have left to do is check the tire pressure. The chain's properly adjusted, it just needs some lube on it, and I'll take it out for a quick test ride. We're gonna run about 14 pounds front and rear. If you guys have never used one of these, it's made by Motion Pro. It's their Pro-Fill air chuck. I absolutely love it. It makes it a whole lot easier putting air in your dirt bike tires or street bike tires. It also has a pivoting head here on top. I've been using this one for a little over a year and it has been great. If you're interested in it, I'm gonna link it in the description below. This chain could probably stand to be clean, but I'm just gonna lube it today. I'm using the off-road synthetic stuff from it's actually from MotorX, but it's got the KTM logo on it. Same stuff I use on my Super Adventure. Now let's lower her down, start her up, take her for a quick ride. Alright, so the CRF 100 is all set and ready to go. Let's move on to Noah's bike. Now Noah's bike is in desperate need of an oil change, so I'm going to warm up this engine a little bit before we drop the oil out of it. Now, even with the skid plate on this bike, fortunately, we are able to still access the drain plug. Now, I'm kind of using I am using an old Mobil 1 bottle to catch this in, simply because I don't have a drain pan to fit underneath it here. That oil was definitely getting nasty. Alright, so with all the oil drained out and the drain plug back in, now I'm going to put 6/10 of a US quart back in the crankcase. That should be pretty close. I'll warm it up and check it here in a little bit. But for now, we're going to move on to the next thing we need to do. Now, we ran into an issue recently at a race where Noah was pulled off to the side of the track for maybe 3 minutes or so because a bunch of grass and crap got caught up in here where his primary sprocket is.
Here, hop right off so we can get you right out of the trail. Try to start it up again.
We're going to fix that problem today so it doesn't happen again. While I could have dremeled it out myself for 25 bucks, I went ahead and got a new Stator cover from T-Bolt USA. We're going to pop this on the bike, and he's going to give it a test run this weekend. And that's what it looks like installed, now allowing us to get in here and clean this up much faster if some debris were to get hung up in here. But really it shouldn't, because it doesn't have this cover over here to bog it down anymore. It's also going to make it a whole lot easier on me pressure washing and cleaning this thing after each race. Now, Noah's bike arguably gets more abuse than any of the rest of the bikes because all the racing he does. You can tell this chain, while new, is filthy. And it's already loosened up a little bit on me, so we're going to go ahead and use a little degreaser and a grunge brush, get this cleaned up, and then get it lubed up. Noah's bike has a Fox air shock on it, so we're actually going to drain the air out and then put the correct amount of air back in so he's got the right amount of compression to ride. In order to do this, Fox gives you a little air pump to use. Just threads on. And then for him, I put it right around 65 pounds. That should be good. And we'll take this with us when we go out to the trails just in case we need to make some adjustments. So the good news is Noah's bike, the spark plug and the air filter, the spark plug's only got 2 hours on it. The air filter, since it was last clean's, only got 2 hours. The bad news is this is the only tire gauge I have that'll fit on this thing because of the small wheel, and it just died on me. So I'm going to try to figure out something else. Otherwise, we are basically done getting his bike ready with the exception of just checking the chain and throwing some lube on it. So I took the batteries out of this tire pressure gauge and went down to CVS, and they want $20 for the 3 batteries to go in here. Found out I can get them on Amazon for 36 cents a piece, which doesn't do me much good at the moment. So just ran up to Ride on Moto, just got an old pencil style one that should work. Also got a bag of goodies there that, you know, all stuff I'm going to use, oil filter, cycle wash. Noah's bike is all prepped and ready to go. All right, so it's been a couple of hours since I last worked on anything. I had to go pick up Noah, had some other errands to run, got the tires topped off, 13.5 pounds on both of those, got the battery hooked up on the battery tender temporarily. Next thing I want to do is adjust the air, at least check the air on the front forks. So the KTM, much like Noah's bike, comes with air forks. He has an air shock. So same deal, we're going to use this pump to get him the way I want him. So here on the left fork, just take this little cap off. There we go. Now I adjust mine using bar. It's on 7.94. I'm going to run them at 8. Really not too far off. And you can see it right there, perfectly 8 bar. Off camera, I went ahead and checked the air filter on it. Oil's good. It's only got maybe like 4 hours on it, and I'll change it later on after this weekend. I'm just going to lube the chain, and it should be good to go. Alright, chain's lubed up. I got the seat back on, battery's at full charge, and everything seems good to go on it. You know, I think it was Faith Biker that said something about my garage must be a mess with all these bikes in it. But the answer to that is no, because there's my truck, there's my big bike. Kristen's car's not here right now. Mike's in town. And there's all the bikes, and you can get to everything with the exception of the 70, so actually got plenty of space in here. Alright, so we got all 3 bikes loaded in the trailer. Didn't go quite as easily as I would have liked. I gotta make some modifications on the inside of the trailer for hauling 3 bikes. Up to this point, we've only hauled 2. So I think we're ready to go tomorrow. Alright guys, so that pretty much does it for today's video. All the bikes have been going over. Really excited to ride tomorrow. You excited? Alright, we're gonna have a great weekend. Hope to share that footage here with you soon. If you enjoyed today's video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, consider hitting that subscribe button. If you gotta make any comments, obviously that's what the comment section below is for. And as always, talk to you again soon. What do you think, dude? All the dirt bikes are gone except for those 2 Honda 70s.